Hi, how are you? Merry Christmas.
Too bad Broadway didn't know Clint Barton had one heck of a singing voice. They could have just had Hawkeye play himself. With the season finale of Hawkeye, as is the case with every Marvel show so far, many characters and storylines are left with a number of possibilities as to what their futures hold. Is the Kingpin alive?
In the spirit of the holidays, I'm gonna give you a minute.
Does the Manhattan Bridge still have a giant arrow sticking out of it? Let's dive in and find out.
What do you think of Lady Hawk?
Okay, he's done, right? Happily ever after and all that? Hawkeye rides off into the sunset to enjoy a sweet retirement with his family. Yeah, I stopped believing that the last 2 times he retired.
Got a job to do.
No, this time it might be true that his fighting days are over. That being said, I believe his teaching days have only begun. It's true we may see Clint fight again, but I think the more likely possibility is that he takes on a full-time mentorship role for Kate Bishop. This way, he can still be a husband and father, as well as contribute to the safety of the world. I think he will make Kate an official part of his family, and pass on his legacy to her. But what exactly is next in store for Kate Bishop? Well, she definitely made some friends and enemies throughout the course of the show.
Is this what heroes do? Arrest their mothers on Christmas?
Her mother sort of unintentionally became a crime boss, and she had to deal with the consequences of sending her own flesh and blood to the big house. We still don't really know Swordsman's motivation, beyond being a slightly goofy almost stepfather.
Take that!
He's on our side, but we should probably get him out of here too.
I think Eleanor Bishop will be revealed to be Madame Mask, attempting to run her own or possibly take over the Kingpin's empire from prison, with Jack Duquesne as her main thug. Kate also could reappear in the recently announced Echo solo show. However, I believe the most likely outcome will be that Kate takes a role and maybe even a leading role on the Young Avengers. We have already seen the likes of Kid Loki, Patriot, Wiccan, and Speed, as well as prospective super people like Cassie Lang and Kamala Khan. As a betting man, I would say it's safe to say we will see the Young Avengers soon. Of that cast as well, I think Kate Bishop may serve as a great leader of it. This would really contrast Hawkeye's Avengers career, as essentially the 6th man on a basketball team, whereas Kate could take center stage. Her home base at the Barton family farm may also serve as a suitable resource center, considering the recent revelation that Hawkeye wasn't the only S.H.I.E.L.D. agent living there. Hawkeye has taught Kate a lot, but perhaps she could learn even more about being a spy from Agent 19, aka Laura Barton herself. Okay, I call best friend dibs on Yelena Belova officially. I could genuinely listen to a conversation between her and Kate for hours, though personally I would also be pretty against hot sauce in my mac and cheese. That being said, Yelena's journey throughout the show was pretty predictable. Since the post-credit scene of Black Widow, we all assumed that once she caught up to Hawkeye, he would explain what happened with Natasha. Granted, he could have been a little less cryptic. I mean, we're talking about a world where a purple guy with a wrinkly chin used some magic stones to make half the population disappear, Yelena included. You think sacrificing yourself for the Soul Stone would be some news that Yelena could handle.
What's happening?
Regardless, she seems to not be after Hawkeye anymore, but I doubt we will see her joining his side to fight anytime soon. I think it is more likely she will continue to work for Valentina, who is gearing up another Avengers offshoot team in the Dark Avengers.
Kind of a cutie, don't you think?
She has already recruited US Agent, and Abomination is just sitting there for the taking. She could definitely serve the Black Widow role on a superhero team with slightly less cut and clear morals.
Yes.
She also may have called off her mission to end Hawkeye's life, but I don't know if she has necessarily found all the closure she needs to stop the assassin-for-hire lifestyle like her sister did. Look, I know we all heard the gunshot, but it was off screen. No body. Inconclusive. The Kingpin could still be alive, though I will even admit it's unlikely. However, if he is still alive and the gunshot temporarily blinded him like it did in the comics, we could see some of Echo's coolest storylines play out. For starters, we could be diving back into the Netflix universe, especially now that Matt Murdock made his somewhat unexpected reappearance on the big screen. She could join the likes of the Defenders, if that's still a thing, or at the very least fight alongside Daredevil. Even if Kingpin is no longer alive, it's likely to say that the person who killed him would have no absence of enemies. These could be Kingpin associates like Bullseye, Mary Walker, or even a version of the Hobgoblin. The next coolest place for Echo to go, possibly at the end of her show, would be to make a new suit and become the next Ronin. I think Hawkeye tried to help her as much as he could, but she may need some self-discovery of her own, which could include a dark path of vigilantism. As Ronin in the comics, Maya has fought the likes of the Hand, the Yakuza, and the Silver Samurai thanks to some information from Matt Murdock. Maya Lopez also has small roles in comic storylines like World War Hulk and Secret Invasion, both confirmed or rumored to be adapted. Some final important takeaways from the show. Broadway is jumping in on the comic book adaptation trend, LARPing is cool again, and the Bartons should probably get a new grill, unless they want all their burgers to taste like blood-stained leather from here on out.